Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're delving into a pretty pivotal development in China's digital asset landscape.
Yeah, something that really could potentially reshape global finance. It's quite significant.
Exactly. And our focus for this deep dive, it's based on a key news report from July 4th, 2025. It unveils some pretty striking strategic moves.
Right.
Our goal is really to equip you with the essential insights, the things you need to be truly well informed on this. It's moving fast.
And that's spot on. Our mission here is to, well, cut through the immediate headlines, look beyond the surface stuff. We want to uncover the strategic thinking, the underlying motivations driving China's latest moves in this whole digital currency space, finding those crucial nuggets of knowledge.
Okay, so let's dive right in. To really get the scale of this, we need to look at the news that broke just a couple of days ago.
Right.
It's a bold move from two of China's tech giants, JD.com and Ant Group, which, is an Alibaba affiliate.
Big players.
Huge. And they're both putting, significant pressure on the People's Bank of China, the PBOC.
Correct.
And what's their play? They're pushing for permission to issue stablecoins pegged directly to the yuan.
Wow. Okay.
Now, this isn't just some technical footnote, is it? I mean, what does this kind of proposal really signify for China and, for the rest of the world?
Yeah, what's really fascinating here is the timing, the immediate strategic context.
Why now?
Exactly. This isn't just about adopting some cool new tech. It looks like a very deliberate move, probably designed to directly counter the growing global influence of U.S. dollar-pegged cryptocurrencies.
Ah, okay. The dollar connection.
Right. And remember, China brought in that sweeping ban on domestic crypto back in 2021.
I do remember that, yeah. Good news then.
So for these major tech companies to now propose yuan-pegged stablecoins, well, that marks a potentially huge shift in their whole approach to digital assets.
A real turnaround, maybe.
Could be. The insight here might be just how pragmatic China is being. After banning crypto, they seem potentially willing to co-opt the very tech they rejected.
Interesting.
Kind of using these private tech giants as a proxy force, almost. It signals this remarkable adaptability in their bigger strategy. Maybe recognizing that a purely state-controlled digital yuan, the ECNY, isn't necessarily enough on its own to compete globally.
So this private sector push could be plan B or maybe plan A plus.
Something like that. And if this proposal gets traction, it could seriously accelerate China's long-term goal, getting the yuan more widely accepted internationally.
That's a powerful point, the adaptability.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've got these tech giants pushing for yuan stablecoins, but maybe for some listeners, what exactly is a stablecoin in this context?
Good question.
Like, what makes it so special that it's now at the center of this, geopolitical game? And specifically, what are JD.com and Ant actually proposing? You mentioned JD.com suggested issuing them in the offshore yuan market.
Right.
What does that mean? And why Hong Kong specifically?
Okay, so at its core, a stablecoin is basically a digital token. Its main job is to maintain a stable value.
Stable, that's the name.
Exactly. It does that by being pegged or linked to highly liquid assets. Think the US dollar, gold, maybe other major global currencies.
Got it.
Now, the technological advantage they offer? Well, they use blockchain. And that allows for incredibly fast, like 247 and low-cost cross-border transfers.
Okay, fast and cheap.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It works because it's on a decentralized, always-on network. So it cuts out traditional banking hours, a lot of the middlemen fees.
Right, bypassing the old system.
Kind of. And regarding JD.com's specific idea issuing these in the offshore yuan market, that means using yuan that's held and traded outside mainland China's strict capital controls.
Ah, the CNH market.
Precisely.
Huh.
Which makes Hong Kong the crucial gateway, for international finance. It offers a much more flexible environment than the mainland.
Which is exactly why it's the proposed launchpad. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That does sound almost revolutionary, cutting out steps, bypassing traditional systems. But hang on, what about the headaches, like regulations, security risks, moving value that fast across borders? It can't be totally frictionless, can it?
No, you're absolutely right. It's definitely not frictionless. Regulation and security are, they're huge concerns. Everyone's grappling with this.
So that's part of the race, too.
Absolutely. That's precisely why places like Hong Kong and the United States are actively competing right now. They want to establish the leading regulatory frameworks for stablecoins.
Trying to set the standards.
Exactly. Both regions want to be global leaders in this new world of digital finance and digital trade. It's not just about issuing a currency or even just a new payment
It's
system,
just bigger.
much bigger. It's about setting the rules of the game for the next generation of finance, building the infrastructure that dictates where capital flows, how trade gets done. It's like watching a really high-stakes chess game unfold.
It really does feel like that. A geopolitical chess match. And this idea, these yuan-pegged stablecoins, it seems to have some serious backing inside China's financial world, too.
Yeah, the report mentions that.
It highlights support from some strategic voices, like Wang Yongli, he's co-president of Digital China Information Service Group, and also, interestingly, a former vice president of the Bank of China.
Right, a significant figure.
So what's his take on all this? Why is he backing it?
Well, Wang Yongli issued a pretty critical warning. He actually posted it on social media just last month, June 2025.
Okay, what did he say?
He stated, quite explicitly, that the unchecked expansion of U.S. dollar-pegged stablecoins, things like Tether or USDC, poses a direct challenge to China's big goal of yuan internationalization.
A direct challenge.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. His strategic concern is basically this. If China's own systems for cross-border yuan payments like CIPS remain less efficient, slower, maybe more expensive than these dollar-pegged stablecoins, then that becomes a long-term strategic risk for the whole country.
Okay, so it's not just about user convenience then. This is hitting at national economic security, global standing.
That seems to be exactly his point, a very clear warning.
So it raises the question, doesn't it? Is this proposal we're seeing now from JD.com and Ant Group, is this China's urgent, maybe pragmatic response to that exact digital shift Wang Yongli warned about?
It certainly seems to align, doesn't it? The timing, the players involved, the strategic context, it points that way.
So as we start to wrap up this deep dive, what's becoming undeniably clear is just how profound this transformation already is, or could be.
Yeah, the potential is massive.
We've looked at this potential major pivot China might be making in its digital asset policy, recognizing the strategic role stablecoins could play in this global financial chess match.
Right. And we've seen how intense the competition is getting. This high-stakes race for leadership in the digital finance space heating up between major global players.
Absolutely.
And maybe, as you continue to think about these developments, consider this. Beyond just the immediate competition, yuan versus dollar, what are the broader geopolitical implications?
Go on.
What if these blockchain-powered digital currencies do fundamentally start replacing the traditional ways we move money across borders? The SWIFT system, correspondent banking.
A fundamental shift.
Exactly. How might that kind of shift reshape global trade patterns,
Yes.
financial power dynamics, even how we define economic influence in the coming years?
That's a huge question, redefining economic leverage on a global scale.
Potentially. It's definitely something to keep a very close eye on.